What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we're going to look to continue to improve on this impressive T20 record we do already have, averaged just under 40 after 9 matches. And what a way, I guess, to really start things off. T20 is exactly what I was going to talk about today, and that is just a power hit to go and get us underway. That is going to go for 4, and what a way to get off the mark with that big push through the covers. But as I said, today T20 is basically it's basically all we are going to be talking about. The World T20 final was obviously on Monday morning New Zealand time, so a couple of days ago, and the West Indies getting up in that one. Carlos Braithwaite hitting 4 sixes off the first 6 balls in the last over. That is absolutely incredible. People have obviously done it, because Herschel Gibbs hit 6 sixes off, I think, a Dutch bowler in the Cricket World Cup in 2007, and it has happened before. But it's one of those things that, had they required more, or had they been setting a total, could he have gone for those 6 sixes? Like, that is something really cool to go and think about. But well done to the West Indies, unlucky to England. Both teams weren't really favoured to really do anything in the tournament leading up to it. Obviously, England have had this big rebuild over probably the past 12 months since their shock exit at the World Cup last year. Oh my God, I just cannot lay bat on ball at the moment. Just cannot lay bat on ball. Where obviously they didn't make it out of the group stage of the 50 over World Cup last year in New Zealand and Australia. Oh, that's a nice shot. Off the pads, off the toes. So it is good to see, them turn around, and obviously unlucky to them. They did play one hell of a tournament. They beat New Zealand, who I thought, a lot of people didn't say were the tournament favourites, but I think with how they performed in the group stage, they did play very well, and I thought they may have gone and finally been able to, I guess, pick up their first bit of international silverware, which they are not waiting on, because they did win. I think we won the ICC knockout trophy, which is the old Champions Trophy, when it was in Kenya one year, but, a major World Cup, shall we say. So that's gone. That's done and dusted, the World T20. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, no, there's not going to be any cricket for ages. Well, that is where you're wrong, because I think in about 4 or 5 days' time, it is the start of the Indian Premier League, and that goes for about 5 or 6 weeks of more T20 cricket. So that is something to definitely look forward to. For all us in New Zealand, it's not really at a great time. Most of the games are about 2:30 AM. There are a couple that are at 10:30. At night, so I will definitely be watching a couple of them, couple of the 10:30 games, just to go, because it is good, it is fun. It's just one of those competitions where I used to be a big Pune Warriors fan, and obviously a Pune franchise has come back in with Chennai and Rajasthan being booted out due to, I think, match fixing claims or something like that. I actually used to support Rajasthan, so the teams I support don't really have the greatest of runs. Normally they play a couple of seasons and then get kicked out, so I don't really support teams now as such, but it's just one of those competitions that, I guess all T20 competitions are just something that I just, like enjoying. Well, I enjoy watching it as a neutral, because obviously there's so many good players, there's so many world-class players that are on show, and they're all in the same tournament together, all playing at the same time. So it is a lot of fun to go and watch. So I'm really looking forward to that. As I said, probably won't be getting up for too many of the 2:30 games in the morning, but I will definitely be watching highlights the next morning and watching those 10:30 games when they are around. So, but we've got off to a pretty good start here. Considering what has happened lately, we had a pretty shocking run in the NatWest T20 Blast, the England T20 competition. I had a pretty bad run in the one-day internationals leading up to this. I think my top score was about 30-odd, and that was it. Like, I don't know what it was. I remember one game I got out for a golden duck. I was trying to pull something, and it basically came off my pad and onto the stump. So things just weren't really working out. But T20 is a format that we do seem to excel in. One-day internationals, I think we only average about 10. Ooh. Reach for the orange juice. Still slowly fighting away this cold. It's still hanging around. It's a real pain. It's at that stage now where it's just at a nuisance stage, and it just needs to, like, go away. Like, it's been around long enough. Like, see you later. Don't need you anymore. You're just becoming a pain. There we go. I was just thinking, power play is almost done and dusted. It's time to go and look at I was going to say up the ante, but we are already scoring at about 12 runs and over. We're exactly 12 runs and over after we hit that 6. We're 36 off 16. We have lost Finchy down the other end, though. And I'm not too sure what I was trying to do there, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Alright, so last over of the power play. And as I said, things are looking pretty good at the moment. Scoring at just under 12 and over. And we're going to look to probably try and make the most of this before, obviously, the fielding restrictions are done and dusted. There's a nice cut shot, but they do have a man out there. So that is a little bit of a concern, but it's alright. It's still not too bad. We're rotating the strike. We're betting with Shane Watson, who has obviously... well, he's retired from all international cricket now, so he is done and dusted. Another guy, that's one thing I was going to talk about, actually, that it kind of does relate a little bit to T20s, because this is a guy who only really plays T20 cricket now. I think he may only just play T20s, doesn't play Tests, and I'm not too sure about one-day internationals. But Shahid Afridi has announced that he is stepping down from the captaincy of the Pakistani T20 team, where a lot of people thought, you know, why did he have it in the first place? I think he did have it a wee while ago, and he said after he relinquished it then that if the opportunity to be a captain came up again, that he would give it to someone... well, sorry, not that he would give it to, because he doesn't have that choice, but he would prefer that the board would pick someone younger that would be able to go and, you know, be moulded into a long-term captain rather than himself that would only last a couple of years. And that, I guess, is kind of what has happened. He has only lasted for a couple of years, and that was probably to be expected, because a lot of people were thinking after this World T20 he was going to retire, but that isn't the case. He's decided to play on, playing obviously for the Pakistani T20 team and playing in their domestic leagues as well. So I think, you know, for cricket in general, that is a good thing, because Shahid Afridi is one of those guys who's just such an entertainer, and you like to see him playing around not only just for Pakistan, but playing around in the domestic T20 leagues around the world as well. So hopefully we will still be able to see him for years to come. Finally, we've got one through. Finally, I've got one through the gap. And we have gone and picked ourselves up another 4. So that over was looking a little bit flat, just the 2 runs off the first 5 balls. But we have managed to go and pick it up there. Now we've got Dan the Man Vittori coming in. So hopefully we can pick him off for a couple. Gone dead straight. I was actually trying to go a little bit more over mid-wicket with that one, but it will do. A little bit of a slice. It's come off the bottom of the bat, but it has managed to run away for 4 runs just like that. And we move on to 47. So as I said, our T20 record is actually quite good, and there is another 50. I think in 9 or 10 matches we have, that's our 3rd 50, and we have 100 as well. I think we scored 100 on debut, so that's fairly good. I love that little dab. I love that little dab to the offside. It is so productive. Just since I've started playing that and playing a little bit of the cut shot, it is just so productive. You score so many runs there, because majority of the time, guys are just going to go and put it outside off for me. And if they do that, then I'm just going to go and do that little dab, that little run down to 3rd man, and it just gets us runs. I'm still not sure what field they're going with here. They've only got 2 guys out. We're going at 10s. Do New Zealand know that we're going at 10s at the moment? We're coming up to the 10th over and we've almost got 100 on the board. We're only 2 wickets down as well. And there's only 2 men outside the circle. Ooh. I was going to say, if that's the case, we're going to go and start trying to get a little bit aggressive and try and... I want to say score quickly, but we already are scoring very, very quickly. That one there, that's a bit of an unrealistic shot. The speed, the lack of speed would not allow you to play that. And I think it's quite similar to a shot that was played, I think it was in Ashes cricket maybe, where you could play that shot, or maybe it was a reverse sweep. You could play a reverse sweep off the spinners time and time again for a 6. I mean, at least these here are only going for 4 because of the lack of pace, but even so, it is good. It is good watching, and we've played another one. That one has actually gone all the way. Short boundaries here at Wellington. We've moved on to 71, and we're just going to look to charge down at this one, but I don't know why I try and charge, because it never works for me. I can never get the timing, but a very good knock, 71 off 33, and that has got us off to an excellent start in this T20. Just 10 overs gone and already 100 on the board, so we should be looking at a very decent total here, which we will be able to go and defend. So hopefully, it was about 200 that we did manage to score. And the bowlers are just going and ripping through. I think we took 9 for. George Bailey got a run out from memory looking over at my screen there. But that is a good win in this first T20 International for the Australians. So 200 for 5. We obviously top scored, got the man of the match as well. Hodgie chipped in at the end too, 47 off 23. Corey Anderson, really the only guy, 53 not out off 39. Peter Fulton, 18 off 6. That's a very good strike rate there for him, especially a test match player like himself. And all the bowlers getting involved and getting those wickets. So that's what we like to see. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description. Hope you're having a good week so far. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Rory McIlroy PGA Tour coming your guys' way. Make sure you do not miss that.